Hi, good morning and good evening, everyone. I'm Josephine from the English Language Teaching Program at Foundation of Scholarly Fulbright Taiwan. And thank you for joining the English Teaching Flagship ETF Award online informative session with us today. We will start right now, and some people might be joining later. That's perfectly okay. So because this informative session is being recorded, so everyone joining later is fine. We can share the recording with them later. Before we start the sessions, please let me introduce our speakers today. We have Executive Director Dr. Nadal with us, English Language Teaching Program Director Kelly Zhang, Lead Advisor Kevin Yang, and Senior Specialist Chris Sun with us today. Before we start, Dr. Nadal, would you like to give us the opening remark?
Thank you, Josephine. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this information session. My name is Randall Nadeau. I'm the Executive Director of the Foundation for Scholarly Exchange, Fulbright, Taiwan. The Foundation for Scholarly Exchange administers Fulbright scholarships, as well as some of our own scholarship programs, and the ETF program is one of those. This is our 68th year in Taiwan. We've had an ETA, Fulbright ETA program for 20 years, and this is our third year for the new ETF program. There are three reasons why we established the ETF program. First of all, many of our Fulbright ETAs wanted to stay longer, and the extension ETA program was just not big enough to accommodate all of that interest. But secondly, we wanted to open this up to others in addition to ETAs, largely because of Taiwan's ambitious bilingual policy. There's a great need for English teaching assistants in Taiwan. And third, we wanted to offer an opportunity for pre-professional training. The ETF program is designed so that you will have many opportunities to develop professionally in bilingual education, international education, and so on. And in this meeting today, we'll describe some of those opportunities for you. There are four differences between ETAs and ETFs. First of all, the source of the funding that we use for the scholarships is a little bit different. The ETF program is funded directly by the Ministry of Education. So this is a FSE-MOE joint scholarship. Second, we provide leadership opportunities to ETFs beyond what ETAs have. And again, we'll describe those opportunities to you shortly. And third, we offer some opportunities to work in different educational environments. Again, we'll describe those soon. And finally, more pre-professional opportunities, including the opportunity to develop your bilingual teaching skills, to pursue higher degrees concurrently with your ETF grant and other pre-professional opportunities. So we think that the ETF program is a great addition to our portfolio of scholarships at FSE. The program is working beautifully as ETFs in the last 2 or 3 years have appreciated the chance to continue or to extend their international education work, and Taiwan welcomes you. So we're delighted to have you join us today. We're going to give you a lot of information, and we hope that you will be inspired to apply to the program. Thank you, Josephine.
Thank you, Dr. Nadal. Okay, so we have, this is the table of content today, and we are going to have, before we start, okay, so we will introduce the the ETF program stipend duration and benefit, and also grantee's responsibility, and also the applicant's qualification and how to apply in this session. So Kelly, would you please introduce the ETF program for us?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Josephine. And I welcome everyone. If you are a current grantee, please type 1 in the chat box. And if you are a new applicant, please type 2 in the chat box. My name is Kelly, and it's my honor to be here to introduce to you about the ETF program. And since Dr. Nadeau already mentioned most part of it, and I just wanted to emphasize a little bit more about the main difference between ETF and the ETA program. Actually, they are identical. The only difference is the name. The ETA program, the grantees, they entitled the Fulbright. They are Fulbrighters. But for the ETF programs, they also have all the benefit, but only the stipend is higher. And then they are the FSE scholarship cooperated with the Ministry of Education. And also, since last year, we initiated the EMI ETF positions. So we extended our program to the higher education as well. Okay, next page. And I have to proudly say that in the past 20 years, we already served about 1,300 grantees for the English language teaching programs. So this is the administrative chart for the organization in our team. So Dr. Nadeau and myself, and then we have an office core team who are the people you contact with for your applications and answering all the questions. And then we also have a teamwork for the recruitment task. Right, next page. And besides that, the program is well known for its support system, and we have the coordinators staff. They are based in the 13 counties in Taiwan. So for example, New Taipei City, Taipei, Yilan, Hualien, Taitung, Kaohsiung, Pingtung, we all have a very strong, capable staff. They are supporting and help our grantees. So like Taichung, Zhanghua, Yunlin, Jiayi, Penghu, Jingmen, we also have the coordinator. They are assisting our grantee for their administrative needs, such as like communicating with their schools and the government. Next. And if you like to know more about the site, you can find the information from our official website, and then they have all the details about the school and the situations in the site, including the schools. And after you've been selected, you will have the opportunity to make your own preference. And we will allocate you and do the placement for you later. So I think that's my part, and I'd like to welcome our next step to introduce you the benefit of the program. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris, and it's great to see you all online. And now we'll take a closer look at some details of this program. So first, we'll start from the duration. The duration of the grant is 11 months, starting from August 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2025. And if you're interested in staying here for another year, you're feel free to reapply. And if you get selected, you're very welcome to stay for maybe 2 or 3 more years in Taiwan. Next page, please. And then we'll talk about the stipends. So the stipends are divided into two categories. So the first is the ETF. The monthly stipend is 53,000 NT dollars per month. And for ETFs, it is 63,000 NT dollars per month. And both includes professional development for learning Mandarin. Okay, next page, please. So let's talk about the benefits. So we provide you with the round trip airfare, which has to be either Taiwan or U.S. Airlines, and this travel is from your home to Taoyuan International Airport. And then we also provide you with settling in allowance, which is 26,000 NT dollars per month. Sorry, not per month, but at the beginning of the grant period, which is the August of 2024. In addition, we also offer national health insurance eligibility. As you might know, the health insurance in Taiwan is the best in the world. So you will be eligible for that if you're selected. And the last one is 1 month free housing, which also take place in August 2024. Next page, please. And if you are an selected ETF, you will be eligible for the scholarships to the MA TESOL program at APU. So there are two different programs. The first one is a certificate of TEFL, and the second one is Master of Arts in Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages. And feel free to reach out if you like more information. And next page, please. So as you can see, here's the discount. So you can save up over 40% of the tuition, and it's only for our ETFs. And for more details, we might have another information session held by APU. So stay tuned. And then the next page, please. So after the benefits, the stipends and scholarships, we would like to talk about the responsibilities and expectations. So grantees in the ETF program may also co-teach or solo teach and collaborate with local Taiwanese teachers in elementary schools, middle schools, or universities with support from local coordinators and professional advisors. And as some of you might have already heard, we also have EMI ETFs. So the EMI ETFs are the ETFs based in universities, and they mainly support college students in developing their professional proficiency in English language ability. And next page, please. So here are the general responsibilities for all our ETFs, starting from summer training, and we also have workshops, and there are some reports for each semester that you'll need to finish. And for ETFs, we own at least one time of teaching observation a year. Next page, please. And then ETFs will be invited to organize training forums or teacher training programs. And then we also have remote service camps. For example, this year we had a service camp in Matsu, and we also had another service camp in Sunmoon Lake. And next one will be cultural events. So ETFs will lead and explore the cultural activities in their communities. And last one, it will be community service, which will be 8 hours per semester. For example, it could be voluntary work, like beach cleaning or salt kitchen, which help the homeless in Taiwan. And so that's about it. And then we would like to invite Kevi for to talk about the qualifications of ETF and ETF Plus. Kevi, please take away.
Thank you, Chris. So the next one, I'm going to talk about the qualifications. So I think it's kind of complicated for a lot of people who just read this part. And if you have any question, you can keep asking us questions, but I'll go through them quickly, and then hopefully you can all understand our qualification for application. So the first part is that your nationality. So because we have a treaty with the U.S. Between U.S. and Taiwan, so the applicants must be U.S. citizen. And then you have to hold at least a bachelor degree. And I know that some of you are still students in university, so we accept that you give us your degree later, maybe before July, because I think most of your university semester ends in May. So we can accept like a late application with like a you can submit your degree later, but you can send us an email to let us know that we will wait for you. Okay, the third part for the ETF is we actually sorry, we need you to meet the following requirements for teaching experience. So the first one is that you need to, if it's possible, that you need to have already received the Fulbright ETA award, or you were already ETF grantees in Taiwan or in other countries. And then the second one is that you have like experience teaching in Taiwan currently or in other countries, which means that you have other like teaching experiences in some countries already. And the next one is you have at least 1 year of English teaching experiences. And the fourth one is that you already received a master's degree in TEFL or English teaching related major, like linguistics, applied linguistics, or teaching English for additional language. And the last one is that if you are the students from the university we already signed MOU with, so you are welcome to apply. But for the last one, I think some people are confused about this qualification because actually we accept all applicants from different university, but those university we list here is that we already have a contract with them. So that's why we promoted them earlier than with other university, but we also accept applicants from different university as well. Okay, next. And for ETF plus, so the same thing, you need to have US citizenship. So this is also very important for the ETF plus program. And then for the because ETF plus are expected to have more teaching experiences and also higher qualification. So that's also why Chris just mentioned they will receive higher stipend. So they will have a higher teaching experience requirements. The first one, if you already hold a state issued teaching license or a certificate, like you already get the qualification to work in the US as a formal teachers, then you can directly apply for the ETF plus program. And then the next possibility for our current grantees who already work in Taiwan for over 1 year. So you need to have taught English courses in accredited schools in Taiwan for more than 1 year, as I just mentioned, or have served as a full-time teaching assistant for more than 1 year in public school that participate in MOE program in Taiwan. So in a simple sentence, you need to teach in Taiwan for 1 year. Okay, for ETA and ETF program, if you only stay here for 1 year, but remember that our grant is only 11 months. So technically, you are not meet the requirement yet. You need to stay 1 more year, like a 1 more grant term to achieve the 1 year requirement. And then if you have 1 year experience teaching in Taiwan, then you need to meet both of the following qualification. So the first one, you need to hold a bachelor degree in or higher in education, English or related field, TESOL, TEFL, or you have a CELTA certificates approved by a university. Remember that if you are going to use this part as your the qualifications, remember like all of the certificates or your or like a license should be issued by a university. And then if you have the certificate or you already have the degree, remember that you need to double check whether you took the following courses or not. The first one should be the English teaching materials, and the second one should be teaching assessment, and then also introduction to second language learning and child teaching for more than 120 hours. So I also I know some people will receive their certificate from a online program or something. So make sure that you know that distance learning courses should not exceed 2/3 of the total course hours. Okay. And then, so actually for the teaching certificate, I think Chris just mentioned that we have an APU master program. Actually, they also offer a teaching license program. Sorry, teaching certificate, English teaching certificate program. And for the master program, it will take you around 2 years. So it means that you can while working in Taiwan, you can also receive trying to get your master degree. And then for your application, you need the following material to complete your application. The first one is your statement of purpose. So make sure you share your experience and also why you are interested in applying for the grant in Taiwan, especially, right? And also your teaching ideas. So here are some format guidance for you too. And if you are interested in the EMI program, as Chris just mentioned, which means that you are going to work in the university level, also please help us to mark in your statement, and we will go through them and also ask you about it during the interview. Okay, and then the second one is the English CV, and then the third one, you will need to submit 1 to 2 recommendation letters. Okay. And then we also need a copy of your US passport and also your certificate if you are going to apply for the ETF Plus program. Okay, next. Yeah, so I want to mention that all we need these qualifications and the final decision will be made by our committee members. So even though you probably not, as the Chris just mentioned, that you probably don't really have a strong teaching experiences, but you are very interested in teaching and you have the motivation in teaching. So that's something we will consider about. So please make sure that you write all the details about your teaching experiences and also your motivation to teach in Taiwan in your statement. And actually in our program, we are not only expect you to teach for 1 year, we actually plan like a long-term career path for you. So we for our grantee, we think that you will be 1 year as an ETAs or ETF, and then the second year you can continue apply for that. And then the third year you can be ETF Plus if you get all the required qualification, and then hopefully you can get a higher stipend and also serve as a more professional teachers. In the long term, hopefully we actually have advisor position who will also help our grantees in all of our program, like an ETF program. You will guide them to teach in the classroom, especially after you have a lot of experiences teaching Taiwanese classroom. So that's a plan for us to, to help you to progress in this kind of like a career. So if you are interested in the ETF program, don't miss it. So I will pass the mic to Josephine.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Chris, and thank you, Kelly, for sharing the information with us. So right now we are accepting the application worldwide. So you are very welcome to send out your application, and the application deadline is March 8th. So actually is from the application deadline will be end in 2 months. So after collecting all the application, then the committee will start reviewing all the application from the applicants, and we will have the interview in April. And after the interview, then the committee will decide who will receive the grant. We will make the announcement from April to May this year. Okay, so remind everybody again, so we have the application deadline on March 8th, Taiwan time. So if you are interested in apply this ETF grant or ETF plus grant, please use the online application. So right now we're going to jump into the QA session. If you have any question about the ETF grant, please let us know in the chat box, or you may raise your hand and turn on your speaker. Okay, I see the question in the chat box. There's people asking for the letter of recommendation. Can it be in other languages such as Chinese, or does it have to be in English? We accept the recommendation letters in Chinese and English only. So you may have the recommendation right in Chinese or English.
May I ask a question? Is that all right?
Yes, please.
I'm going to speak if that's okay. I am an English language fellow in the country of Jordan, and I'm interested in the TEFL or EMI advisor positions. I wondered if you could talk a little bit about some of those, if you would, please.
Yes, of course. For the TEFL advisor or EMI advisor program, so actually we have two tracks. So for the TEFL advisor, you are going to help the ETS and ETF, as we just mentioned, these young graduates from the university, and they are helping teaching the junior high school and elementary school in Taiwan. So basically from K to 9. And then for the EMI advisor, they are going to help the university professors to teach in the university level in their field, but you are going to help them with the language part, or also like a teaching pedagogies, like how they can engage their students in the university level. So I think they are very different. So that's the first like a choice that you can apply, right? You can claim, but you can apply for both, and we will check in with you during the interview and which one you are interested, and we will also see your background, like if you are teaching in the university level before, so we will prefer you to go to an EMI program. And then the next part I think for the benefit and also all the like help will be very similar to ETF program, but advisor will have different level, different like rating or different rate of the stipend, and also we also give you support with the flight tickets and also the insurance. And for the work, so the advisors basically will give workshops and also give them some workshop for both university level for the EMI advisor, and for the TEFL advisor, you'll give the workshop to the K to 9 grantees, and you will also observe them, because they you just heard that they will have observation, and advisors will do that to observe them and give them some comments and also suggestions, and they will work better in the future. And also we will have some events in Taiwan, and then especially for the training events, advisor will help us to plan the training events and also come up with some like training ideas for our advisees. And we also have biweekly report, or like a reflective report, I would say. And then so basically the grantees will write their reflections, maybe several weeks, once in several weeks, and then advisor will read them and give them some feedback. So that's the main task for advisor. Oh, I will mention one thing, that in August is it's busiest in August, because we will have summer training for them, but we already have our basic training materials for all of the advisors, so you can look over and then also see which part you want to modify to your style, and then you can modify them. And we will kind of travel around Taiwan in August to give our advisee some like summer intensive training, because most of them don't really have teaching experiences, and we hope that we can prepare them before they go to the school. And then actually we have a big teams of advisor. So this year we have around like 20 advisors, and I'm not sure how many we will have next year, but we will also interact with each other. So in our program, it's not just like you are coming here to train the new teachers, you are also interacting with some senior teachers, or also like some trainers from different countries. So that's something, I mean, beneficial part for our program. Yeah, and the last part I would say we didn't mention this in our presentation, but actually for our program, 2 advisors will be related to intercultural communication. So basically, they are mental health advisors. So we also offer mental health support for our grantees. So if you are here in Taiwan, you want to talk with someone, I mean, both of them, I mean, we have 2. So 2 of them will be your best resources. So I'm not sure whether Kelly want to add anything or anyone else here want to add anything, or Jennifer, you have other questions.
Just a very quick follow-up, because actually my master's degree is in intercultural communication. So you mentioned that those 2 are mental health advisors, or they focus their training on intercultural communication. I was a little confused about that last point that you made.
So both. So basically, their main task is mental health, but at the same time, their training they also touch on the intercultural communication part. So they don't really give a lot of like a workshop on intercultural communication. They mainly work on the mental health part. The advisor in the summer will also offer a course on intercultural communication. So basically, you are going to teach your grantee how to communicate with people from different backgrounds, and then especially in Taiwan, how you communicate with people who don't really know the context yet, and also who don't know American context and who don't know your style to communicate, and you will give them some tips. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Jennifer. I think we are targeting to those applicants who have the teacher training experiments for this position as an advisor. Yeah, so if you have further questions, we will be willing to answer you through individual conversations or emails. And as we look at the chat box, we have other questions. Are there criteria the FSE looks for when selecting EMI compared to ETF, placing primary and secondary school? I think that's a very good question. We just started the ETF EMI program 2 years ago, and they are quite competitive. And mainly we will look for someone who can work independently, and then they have to be well, how do you say, disciplined, because it's more like it is more like teamwork and on the campus. So we also look for someone who has the past experiments in the like writing center or like RA in the university they had before. So they have some past experiments in coaching the university level students in the past. Yeah. So the final decision is based on the interview with the committee members when we have the ETF selection. So the next one is how much flexibilities do ETF have in selecting which Fulbright sites they are placed in? I think we will try our best if there's any preference that you state in your statement. And then we will try to cooperate with the coordinators and also the county governments to seek for your continuity in your site. And your regular performance will be also taken into considerations. We are not guaranteed, but we will try our best to fulfill your wish to stay in the same locations. What are other questions?
Jessica also asked for future ETFs who are interested in the M&A TESOL program with Azusa University when we would apply for that.
I think since the university application deadline is more flexible, so we will wait until you are accepted as an ETF, and then we will talk to the Azusa to see. Actually, recently we will receive their recommendation about the deadline of applications. So first of all, you need to pass the interview for ETF. And once you are selected as an ETF, you will be able to send your request to apply for the MA degree program for the Azusa. And I think since we have the cooperation with their university, the administrative work and the process for admission is very fast. So that one is all taken care of. So I think it will be good, smooth if you apply for our program first. And then we will also tell you about the deadline for the MA degree soon. It's online MA program. So you have to take the grant here for at least 2 years. And simultaneously, you are also doing the MA degree program online. It's happening at the same time.
Okay, I also see a question. Trinity Young asked about how many ETAs are selected for the ETF grants, compared with the applying from non-ETA background.
Kevin, do you want to answer this one?
Sure. So I think our ETFs are from, like, the majority is from the ETA program, because like everyone has the experience in Taiwan and they want to extend it. And we also have a comparably smaller portion of applicants are from other university, for example, like the UC Systems, and also the Teachers College in Columbia. So these are the school that we have MOU with them. So they also recommend their students to our program. So, but comparably, I think it's a smaller group.
Yeah, just to emphasize a little bit, because it's a very competitive selection for the program, that for the current grantee, your regular performance is counting in a big portion of the interview and also your applications. So we won't say how many what's the portion who are selected, because every year we receive different pool, a different crowd of applications. But if you are capable, you will definitely will be selected.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Kevin. Does anyone have any question with regard to the online formative session today, about the grant, about the benefit, about the responsibilities?
I would like to clarify a little bit about the MA online or in-person program. If you are interested to apply for the ETF Plus, which is with the certifications, and there was a higher stipend raise when you are in Taiwan, then you need to take the summer course for the TESOL certificate. And that's the only part that will be engaged in person. But if you are not wanting to join like ETF Plus with a certificate eligibility program, then you are fine to take all the courses online. You don't need to take any in-person courses because the ETF Plus program is established by the MOE, so they have the requirement for you to have TESOL certificate with certain hours of in-person courses. And for those of you who don't want to take MA online, you can also join the courses for TEFL certificate that we offered with NTNU or other programs that you can take those certifications. And then afterwards, after you earn those certifications, then you can become an ETF Plus.
Okay, thank you, Kelly, for emphasize the MA program. There's a one ETF just text me and ask because her university is from University of California system, like UC Davis, UC Santa Barbara, and when this grantee apply for ETF grant, does it have to apply through school, or the grantee can, or they can just apply to us directly?
They can just apply to us directly. And then when we see their university name, in the past, we have their separate application system, but it's too complicated. So this year we'll put them together. And they just go through our the same application system, and that will work.
Okay, thank you, Kelly. In the chat box, there's a few more questions. Trinity also want to know if the ETF will site placement be given with the acceptance or the placement given afterwards. So Chris just applied the site, this placement will be given afterwards. Ariel Kibela, I remember you are from Penghu, you are current ETA. She's wondering if the ETF and the EMI application are separate, or can she apply both?
Yeah, I already answered those questions.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they just file the ETF application first, and then just maybe state their preference as a EMI in their statement of purpose. I'd like to say something about UC students. There is no certain quota or reserve space for the UC students. We welcome their applications, and we also do a selections. We will negotiate with their schools, and then also talk about their applications and to make the final decision.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay, I think we answered most of the question in the chat box. So if you have more question, please fill out the Google survey. I'm going to send a link in the chat box. If you would also like to receive the recording file today and the slide from this informative session, please also fill the survey, then we will reply you and the question that you have in the survey, and also send you the link of this record video and the slide. So thank you everyone to join us today, and hopefully we will receive your application soon. Remember, the application deadline is March 8th. So send out your application and get everything ready, and we hopefully will see you next year or see you soon, probably in the interview. Okay, thank you everyone.